Good morning, Mid-Michigan, and welcome to another episode of Continuous Miracle right here in WGLM 1063. So glad you're with us again here this morning. You can join us. We've got co-host Mike in here with us this morning,
Morning, folks.
surprisingly, but yes, he made it again.
One piece.
It's always an adventure out here, folks. Got Dangerous Darren on the dials.
Good morning.
And we've got a guest in with us this morning, Roger.
Howdy.
From out there in Coral Way. Well, I'll let him tell you about himself, but he decided to come in here this morning and join us and you and share a little of his experience, strength, and hope on the show with us this morning and what his journey throughout the recovery process has been and his encounters with many people he's encountered during his growth in the recovery community. And then Mike, he's his usual haphazard self this morning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that Roger's in here with us. He was telling me just before the show that his journey into sobriety started at the same place as mine flourished, the old schoolhouse in Trufant.
Trufant, Michigan.
Yeah, this home of the Jubilee.
Home of the Jubilee every year. It's quite an event if you've never been there. A spectacle.
Oh, yeah. The stump fences and everything, folks.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
They get to kicking up their heels out there. Good time had by all. If you never made the Jubilee in Trufant, make sure you try and make it this year.
Labor Day, they tell me.
Somewhere around there, yeah. Yeah. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sober.
Yeah.
Well, the majority of people.
Speaking of a lot of fun,
Yeah.
our friend Roger from Coral, you should be doing the introduction. I shouldn't be butting in, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, we'll just let Mike do it.
Yeah, Roger was kind of influential in my early sobriety. He was one of those there listening to some of my BS. Yeah, I didn't use the big words.
Yeah.
Getting better at that stuff.
And
Well, anyway, and he had a lot to do with my turning the corner on sobriety. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce my friend Roger.
Thank you, Mike. Again, my name is Roger. My recovery took quite a while. I grew up with an alcoholic father, so I thought that was a way to go, and I became an alcoholic myself. Started at about the age of 10 years old. I had another friend that told me I could hallucinate by sniffing gas. So,
Nice.
wait a minute.
Oh,
Was
boy.
that true?
Yeah,
Well,
this is true.
Something I never tried. I don't think I will.
Believe me, I
Okay.
passed out on the gas can if it wasn't for my sister pulling my, dumb butt off from where I was at, and splashing a little water on me. I might not be here today. So thanks, sis.
Well, these things can happen when you're 10.
Yeah.
Not all of our thinkers going yet. Okay.
But we still knew how to smoke and got introduced to marijuana, and that became my friend along with the drinking because there was always beer in the refrigerator out in the garage, or the neighbor he had beer in his garage, so it was nothing for us to swipe a few of them and go out and start drinking young.
Wasn't that nice of the folks? Keep
I
a
thought it
steady
was
supply
wonderful.
alcohol for us.
As I grew older, it got worse. Bought my own place and moved out of home, and it was an endless party. I was
Did what you knew.
Yeah. I was a functioning alcoholic. I went to work and made the money so I could continue to stay drunk and high, and it worked out. I thought pretty well for me for quite a while. Got married, introduced my wife to my problem, and she kind of liked it too. So we went for a long time drinking and drugging, and we didn't think nothing of it. But it caused, by the end, it caused divorce between us. I had 2 kids with her, and needless to say, they came with me, but I was not a real good influence on them. And for that, you know, I am trying to make amends for that today still.
Well,
You
that's
know,
why
my-
we have living amends.
Yep, and my amends is changing and making sure that they see that I'm a different person today. So, you know, I ended up getting remarried, had 2 more kids. Luckily, they have not seen me messed up. So, I mean, I've got 2 kids that I've screwed up their lives, and I'm trying to help them understand why it happened. And I got 2 that grew up just fine, and now they're both graduated, and you know, it's kind of nice. I got to give credit to my wife. She did a wonderful job of raising them because, you know, me, my first 2,
Right.
I didn't do real good, so I thought I'd let her take the reins on the second 2. But no, ended up getting pulled over, and my higher power kind of gave me a 2-before beside the back of the head and said, maybe you ought to change things in your life. So while I was sitting in jail that night, being the wisecracker that I am, you know, I thought we were having a pretty good time in there until the next morning.
That's funny.
One guy-
Concrete didn't get softer.
No, one guy goes, hey, Roger, you're not as funny this morning, are you? So I got to go in front of the judge, and
He didn't have a lot of humor either.
no,
did
he wasn't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't have a lot of humor with what I was doing that night. So ended up, my wife came and picked me up. That was not a real good time either. You know, I don't know who I got more grief from, was the wife or the judge. So, but it was all planned. You know, and
Not by Roger.
oh no.
No. We know who
No,
today.
no.
But yeah.
So I ended up, I says, you know, maybe I have a problem. And I decided my father had been in an AA program for, you know, probably 20-some years at the time.
Oh, so he been
did
sober.
He sobered up. You know, he sobered up when I was 13. And
Yeah.
kind of pissed me off because I never got to go drink with him, you know, and I held that resentment for a long time. But that night I decided to go to a meeting, and right over to the
Old
True
schoolhouse.
Fit School. And,
Chiffon.
yeah, that was my first meeting, and the guys that were in there, they hooked me. You know, I seen myself in everyone around that table, and boy, it was easy to know that this is where I needed to be, and I've been there ever since. I've been in recovery ever since, and it's worked really good for me. Taught me how to live sober. You know, I didn't have to live like I was, and that was a blessing for me because I didn't even know how to live.
So you're saying every one of them people were sort of like you,
Oh yeah.
but they weren't really practicing. They were doing something a little bit different.
Yeah. They were doing something different, but I could.
And
see-
that was the part that hooked you, that they were doing something
yeah.
different and they'd been just like you.
They showed me that there is a different way, and I don't have to continue down the path I was going. And it was wonderful. I mean, since then I've been hooked. You know, it's went to the point to where I went to a meeting usually on Wednesday nights, and that was over at Howard City at the old BFW, and that was a big meeting. And it was so big that I didn't want to go to it anymore because I don't think I was getting a whole lot out of it, or maybe I didn't want to get a whole lot out of it. So I ended up starting a meeting in my garage, and it's still going today. So it's been a blessing to have the meeting grow in my garage, and it's been really a good trip that I've been on. And you know, if there
Well,
was anything I
there's
could
a
say.
saying in that book says, with this book in your hand, you can change the lives of countless others.
It says, what one man with a book in his hand.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been you with that book at home.
Stomping
yeah.
in the coral.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had a lot of people, you know, and a lot of newcomers that have came in, and we've got a lot of people that say that that's their home meeting now because they've started out there, and I enjoy it. It's just good to see everybody in the meetings. It's fun to watch people grow in the meeting. You
Oh,
know?
sure. That's part of it.
To talk about seeing people grow in the meetings. My friend Mike here, boy, did I seen him grow in the meeting.
Exponential.
A lot of fun though. A lot of
Folks,
fun.
Something that Roger's saying here, it has to do with he's providing a place, a vehicle, so to speak, for people to work the steps, work the program.
Yes.
The environment is a little different than a lot of them. I've seen ashtrays on the table, folks. All sorts of things that you don't see in a public place, so to speak. It's a private. It's his garage, so it's a private resident workshop.
Yeah.
Floor dry on the floor. Sometimes there's a faint aroma of gasoline is sort of mingled with the aroma from the cigarettes rolling through the door. But it's like a nostalgia trip to what AA was.
In the beginnings,
Yeah.
Wherever
Yeah.
they could meet, that's where they would meet. It didn't matter.
It's a fun place. Yeah, we did have to open the doors up one day because there was some gas smell in there, but of course I'm used
be
to it.
fixing cars, you're going to get a little gas smell in the place.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Or just a reminder where he came while his sister
Right.
saved him.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But go ahead and smoke. Don't concern yourself with the gas.
It's an explosive meeting.
Yeah. Anything can happen.
I normally do a book study in Greenville on Wednesday, but I was off last week and I went up and visited the boys up to Coral, and it was quite an interesting and good meeting.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
They were talking about the solution, folks, and that's one of the things that this show is about, is letting people know that there is a solution and it's available to all. And in this particular case, you don't really have to get your Sunday best on. You can dress sort of like you were working and show up in the garage.
Yep.
I see a lot of that.
Yep.
But we're not just, I see people from all walks of life, not just mechanics or people with a little grease under their nails. I've seen people with a fucking college education there. Oops. Uh-oh.
You said the really bad word. We won't dump
What
that.
school did you go to learn to talk like that, sir?
School of hard knocks and rough edges.
Military training.
They told me once upon a time a first sergeant like myself didn't really need to swear like that. And I worked on it, folks.
You're still working on it.
Oh, I gotta probably turn this back over to somebody else. I've said quite enough.
Oh, no, you're doing great.
Definitely not a glum lot.
Folks, what we really wanted you to do is see that there's the opportunity to recover available to all. And sometimes it looks like a bunch of roughnecks out in the garage.
Yes, it does.
But they were talking spirituality, kindness, love, fellowship,
Tolerance.
tolerance. Oh, 10 years ago, that would have made me gag.
Yeah.
Today it's uplifting.
Yeah, well, and it's not like sitting on the old bar stool. We'd have never talked like that on the bar stool.
Yeah, I've never encountered a conversation like that at a
Never.
pub.
Never. And I always bring that up that, we change our conversation so much from when we were actually physically drinking. We're a totally different person now. We found some spirituality. We can talk about things that normally normal guys wouldn't even talk about in a garage.
Feelings.
Yeah, feelings, or
You talk about it in a reasonable manner.
oh yeah.
No one's afraid.
No, if somebody has a problem, we put it around the table, and you'd be amazed at how many people have good suggestions on how to handle things today. And that's what I need, because as it goes around the table, that gives me an idea of what different things I can learn from people that they have a different outlook on it. It makes a big difference on my sobriety today. Then it gives me some tools to have when I go back out into the normal public and I'm talking with people. A lot of it for me is I get a chance to have a pause in there now. Instead of it just spewing out of my
I
mouth.
should have used a pause a minute ago and in there and wouldn't have had to.
Well, that's why we keep encouraging you to come back.
There's a chance.
There's a chance. There's hope.
It went from none to slim, folks. We're making progress.
And that's the kind of going back to with my kids there, the two oldest kids, I have to really use my program and let them know that I'm different and that they can look at it a different way. Again, I use that pause with my son even last night. It's just like, hold on, wait, think about this for just a second, before you go getting all upset and that. I said, think about it in a different perspective. Think about it from their side. And then, meet in the middle someplace. I said, it'll make things a whole lot better. By the time he was done talking with me, his anger went from a 10 down to about a 3. So, it helps in all walks of my life today, this program. So,
It even helps others?
yeah, imagine that.
Huh.
No. I've found that to be true as well. Sometimes we can be, we have different ideas about things today, and we're willing to listen to others and some of their ideas and concerns. Try and get to the root of it, so maybe we can come to a reasonable conclusion with it. So that's just one of the benefits of becoming healthier in the recovery programs and recovery community. Learn to live life differently and adjust to people differently as need be in a reasonable fashion, as opposed to maybe the way we used to behave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Without
Get better
the pause
outcomes.
button.
Get better outcomes too. Except when it comes to Mike's driving, but that's another show. Go ahead.
I don't need to
it's time
defend
for a
myself
pause.
anymore.
No,
I'm still-
it's time for a pause. So we're going to take a little break here, and we'll be right back. Continue our conversation with Roger. Thanks so much for listening today. We're glad you're here.
You got a professional driver, a professional careener, and a guy that fixes their damage.
Right. Only God could do that.
What a motley crew.
What he's done with us.
Community Focus on WGLN.
So,
The Hillcrest
what are
Community
we doing
Church
today?
on 18 Mile Road
No, that's
northwest
the
in
last
Cedar
segment.
Springs will have a giving closet
What'd you learn
Sundays
when you
11
got
a.m. to 2 p.m.
Oh.
Free clothes, shoes, and hats
He
available
jumps
for all
in a little
ages.
bit.
I
Why
kinda
I'm
trust
here.
that.
Other
Yeah,
accessories too.
He'll do that. And if I let him, he'll
Absolutely
really
free
take
at
off and run
Hillcrest
with it.
Community Church.
Next thing
in
you know,
Cedar
you'll be looking at him
Springs.
going, I don't have anything left to say. Are we done yet? Are we done yet? Wait a minute.
Quite often the strength and hope are what we're doing today.
So I want to talk a little about the buggy crash.
Oh, okay.
That was one of our
That's fine.
interactions.
With
So,
placing
Yeah.
first in several events against
That was a
women.
lot of fun.
I'm going to tell them that I'm not the only guy who can
Awful
talk
cold ride
nonsense.
home, though. Middle of winter.
Right.
Swimmers face what it described as
So
an
what were we doing? You
unfair
had my- you were
disadvantage
driving
in the
your car.
spring
I was
national
driving
Taking
my
me
car.
to Hollis.
Master
Yeah.
Swimming
Picked you
says
up,
it has
Yeah.
been
brought you back to
cooperating
get the
fully
car.
with
Yeah.
Attorney General
And, we
Bill
almost made it.
Paxton's
Almost.
investigation.
Right there at the driveway.
St. Peter's, Livingston, and Maryland, Baltimore County. You
And
might
it was
remember those
getting towards
schools.
sundown.
Oh, you were working on that garage right next to Five Corners then?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
three
I
of
was
them
the R in
have
JLR.
declined to
Okay.
opt in to college sports' new revenue sharing model. This is
Actually
SRN
stood for
Sports.
John, Linda, and Roger.
Huh.
It's a
Never so
WGLN
glad
weather
that I
center
never had a
update.
partnership
Gradually
in that.
becoming sunny
Oh.
on this Sunday, high of 80. Clear skies tonight,
Yeah, it was cold
55.
out, wasn't it?
Tomorrow,
Yeah, it
more
was, yeah.
sunshine, high 80. Clear
And
Monday,
1
low
minute.
55.
Amish guy,
Sunshine
wasn't his best
returning
day.
for Tuesday, high
Or the horse.
84.
I don't know. How many days did Amish guy get to play
The music you
Superman?
love on WGLN.
A recovery ecosystem is
He can fly.
They were impressed.
families need by providing all
That
the
officer
necessary
really was
tools,
it.
services, and
No,
supports
no.
for recovery to occur. Cameron
did not see
FSU
that.
aims to build a sustainable regional
Talk to him
recovery
about it.
ecosystem.
I know it's over.
Collaborative effort with a focus on 4 populations: veterans,
talk to
homeless,
him.
unhoused, pregnant, and recently
I'm over here
incarcerated.
trying to pick a horse
Visit
hair out of the side of my
Cameron.org
face and
for more
fly.
information.
Oh, that's right. Another
15
friend
seconds.
told me there ain't nothing like seeing a horse come through the windshield.
Oh,
A guy hit one on 44, a friend of mine, 25, 30 years ago.
Oh,
Going 55, and the horse came in. It was a long time before he could walk proper.
I bet.
Yeah. said something about the main part of the horse is right at the windshield height.
Oh, man.
Get him, Scott! Folks, we got some nostalgia trip that we've been on here, and it's got to do with, I don't know,
We're
12,
somewhere,
15
lot,
years
of,
ago.
lot of horse sense.
Oh, yeah, some horse sense. Thanks for saving us, Darren. Back in the day, tell them
Yeah.
about it.
Well, yeah, I've known Roger quite a few years now.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, a long time. And Roger is a mechanic by trade, and he does really, really good work. And if you're ever looking to get a vehicle repaired, he has his own repair shop out in Coral called Rogers Repair. Not hard to find. Anyway, he was Roger turned one of my vehicles over to him one winter. It was about
Cold day.
cold day.
Cold day in Coral, I'm told.
10, 12 years ago. And Roger got busy on repairing my vehicle and called me up and come over to pick me up, to take me to my vehicle. And we're zipping along M91.
Yep.
The shop used to be up on 5 Corners up there, right?
Yep.
Kind of paint a picture for the folks here. I mean, we knew where we were, but they didn't.
They're painting a picture where Mike ain't in the accident for a change. So keep going.
Yeah, we can have our own adventures without Mike. Trust me, they've happened. So Roger and I are chuckling and enjoying one another's company. And he's driving away and taking me to my vehicle, repaired vehicle. And he has to make a left-hand turn into his new shop. You hadn't been there long at the time, if I recall right. And he did that. But what he failed to identify before making a left-hand turn was the Amish buggy horse and driver who we encountered immediately after he made the left turn. And I was in the passenger seat, and Roger allowed for the horse to blow the window out. And the Amish fella, now he wasn't wearing a cape that day, but if you've ever seen an Amish fella fly, you haven't lived till you've seen an Amish fella fly, okay? He'd come out of that buggy and jetted over the vehicle, and quite an incident on our hands.
In my own defense, though, we had a truck that was pulling a load of wood on a trailer, so it had bright lights in my back window. Of course, the lights from the 5 Corner store were on, so you couldn't even see the black horse or the black buggy or the black rider. And the next thing I know, I hear Scott go, "Look out!" And by that time, it was too late. We'd had a horse.
Yeah, there was
Already
no
been
looking
moved.
out. Yeah, there was no looking out at that point.
No, it was a horse was trying to give him a kiss through the window, and it was quite an ordeal. Never had a horse and buggy before, and hope never have to do it again.
Right, but there was that one time.
There was that one time.
and I get
sober.
Yeah, sober too. I get to be a part of all that. What an adventure.
Yeah.
Anyway, at the end of it, though, the Amish gentleman was okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Horse was okay.
Horse was okay. A little confused.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I was a little confused too. Now that I'm
The Amish guy actually said that if I'd had my other horse, he could have probably stopped in time. But this one wanted to get home and back to the barn.
yeah, they were going for supper.
Yeah.
It was supper time.
Yeah.
So. But these are just some of the stuff, some of the things you encounter.
Oh yeah.
When you live in life on life's terms.
Mike would be impressed.
Yeah. We don't invite him to every party. That one was just for me and Raj. Anyway, it all ended well. Nobody was injured, and, but another one of our misadventures is what it was.
Yep.
So thank you, sir, for your service.
Yeah, thank you for being a good customer.
I'll keep coming back. Or Mike will, anyway. Right? He breaks stuff better than me these days.
Mm-hmm. Back in the day when I was actively drinking, an accident like that I wouldn't have came home from. They would have kept me overnight,
Right.
at least.
Exactly.
Right.
Wasn't that interesting to just go home after an accident?
Yeah, it was a little cold riding home without a window, but
Well, these things are going to happen.
It was
Yeah.
definitely keeping me from going to sleep or anything behind the wheel.
Right. So that's just one of the misadventures you get to have as you walk the road to recovery.
Life still goes on. We still got issues that are going to pop up in our lives during recovery. But at least now, I have a different way to look at them. You know, things go good in my life, and it's a blessing. If there's something that's hard that's going through my life or tough that's going through my life, it's another learning experience for me today. It doesn't have to be bad, you know. It doesn't have to be anything I have to take and go out and drink or drug over today. I can look at things different because this is what you guys have taught me. And for that, I'm truly blessed, because before that had been just a good reason to go get messed up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could have got another car and went for another ride.
Oh,
Yeah. Probably wouldn't have been our best day.
Not so much. Not so much.
Scott said we were going to talk about some other things that had happened in your recovery, when you started in recovery. Was there any working with other men in there to speak of?
Oh yeah, I've worked with quite a few people, you know, to try and just get them to see that a different way is more helpful. I've got a cousin that I tried helping, and you know, he just refuses to quit drinking. So you know, it's hard to help somebody that doesn't want to quit.
No.
But there's people out there. I've had neighbors that have come down and sat there and talked with them for a while, and you know, let them know that, you know, it gets better. You know, you don't have to continue down that same road where you get drunk, you get pulled over, and you go to jail, or you get drunk, you end up beating your wife, and you end up going to jail. I mean, there's a different way of doing things, and it's a lot easier when you're sober to do that than it is when you're messed up. And well, I'll tell you, I've tried to help anybody that I can that way, and I guess it's right down to the point it makes its own opportunity to us to be able to help somebody else. But there's so many that, you know, it's hard to just pin one out that really has done anything for me. But there's a lot of them I hope that I've helped. So.
Yeah. And sometimes that's what it takes, just a conversation, maybe give someone a different idea about what's going on in their lives at that time. And there's a chance to do something different about it if they so choose. But you can't make anyone do anything.
Nope.
No.
Somewhere in our literature it talks about planting seeds and watching the flowers grow, things of that nature.
Yes.
So I'm going to talk about someone else, a young woman named Tiffany. Her first meeting was in your garage.
Yes, it was.
And her journey has been going, I know it's like 3 years almost now. But there was some kind of a seed planted there.
Again, that's, you know, the laid back version of a program that, you know, it can be attraction instead of, you know, having it promoted, you know.
Right.
We're just guys sitting around talking about a change, you know, how to make things different for ourselves and how to handle things. And if somebody comes in and they hear that and think that it could work for them, then it works, you know. And it's a blessing to watch, because I've seen quite a few people grow in the program. We've got one that just came in, and Travis is his name, and he's done really well. He's been sober. I think I can't remember how much time he's got now, but he's new in the program.
A little over a year, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, and just getting it, you know. I mean, and to watch, married with kids, and watch him grow not only in the program, but to watch him grow sociably at home, to where he's not that bad guy anymore. You know, he's trying to turn it around, and right there to watch that happen is a miracle in itself. You know, to watch people that get it. You know, so yeah, it's a blessing.
Very
I'm
cool.
glad Tiffany was there too.
Yeah, she tells a funny story about that today. She said, my first meeting was, it's fun. You guys know her, but coming from her, she's an attractive gal.
Yep.
And one thing she always mentions too is all these guys sitting around drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, laughing, joking, talking about themselves. and not one guy hit on me.
Imagine that.
And she said, that impressed me.
I'm gonna have to give the boys some dickens about that. What's wrong with her? No,
I'll
not
tell
really.
you-
But
No, I'll tell you what was it. It was people reaching out to the next suffering person. That's all it is.
Yes.
We understand they're not healthy when they get, today
was
we
it?
do. We weren't, so why would we expect anybody else today? But,
Yeah.
she makes mention, and then she laughed. She said, that was unbelievable to me. I said, it probably never happened in a bar, eh? Good point, she said.
Well,
Yeah.
and that was like the 3 bills at my first meeting. And you want to think there'd be that many bills in one meeting, but there was 3 bills in that meeting, and
Stacked up like cordwood.
yeah, and all of them just had a good program at that time. And if they wouldn't have had that, I wouldn't have been hooked as I was. I wouldn't want to come back to that second meeting. So, it's nice to get people to see, they're not alone in their addictions. It's truly a lot nicer to be able to go someplace and be able to communicate with people that are just like you. And I'll tell you what, I needed that. And when I did, like I said, I was hooked. I had it right. I was stuck with it from the first meeting. I knew this is where I needed to be. They say if you read that book and if you can see yourself in it, you might be one of us. And I believe I was one of us.
Yep.
So I'm still here.
Found yourself in those pages.
Yeah. Imagine that.
that guy over there, he had me looking at book and trying to see if I could find myself in those pages. I found myself in the problem first, and shortly after that, I found myself in the solution.
Exactly.
And that's what it was about, not just identifying with people with the same kind of problem, but identifying with people that did something about it.
Exactly.
A solution to my problem.
Yeah, and that's key to literature. If you see yourself in there, then also offers a solution to doing something different, and maybe living a little different, and conducting your business a little different.
Yeah, I'd probably never started my business if it wasn't for being clean and sober. A lot of my problems were in fear, and then the solution for me was accepting the fears, getting over them, and then moving on. I don't have to be afraid of failure. I don't have to be afraid of success. I don't have to be afraid of another addiction, or I don't have to be afraid of being able to talk to people. And that was one of the things that I had problems with right from the very beginning, was being able to talk to people. Maybe that's why it took me till 27 before my first marriage, because I had a hard time talking to girls at the time, So to be able to get over the fears, and that's what you guys have taught me, is to be able to get over my fears, I've got to be able to look at myself and not feel like I'm a failure, or that I'm not
Roger's enough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you guys have taught me that I can be a new person, that I don't have to have fear in my life today. And that was a big one for me, is realizing how much fear I had and then what to do about it. And since then, I don't have the fear. I mean, I'm here.
Right. Yeah, look at that.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I was mentioning you mentioned earlier your father, and I knew your dad long before I met you.
Oh, yeah.
And what a wonderful example he turned out to be for a lot of people in the recovery community.
Yeah.
I remember him and Maury.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Maury, the legend. Maury, mayor of Tufont, Michigan. This is old school. You go around and check the doors at night, as the mayor.
My father was known as the taxi driver, basically. I mean, if you needed a ride to a meeting, he was always there. I mean, all you had to do was call him. He'd stop by, pick you up, take you to the meeting. And
That's traveling some miles up in that neck of the woods.
yeah.
So those fellas would meet once or twice a week, and that would be it.
Well,
Not like meetings are available to people today, 24/7, anywhere you are. You can find a recovery meeting. You can go online. You can do the Zoom. I mean, it's available with the new technology and stuff.
If you have a phone.
Oh yeah, there is that part.
I lost mine, folks.
Mike did
Uh-oh.
well, Mike it up again. Yeah.
That don't get the dump button working.
No.
Goodness.
Mike it up again. He displaced his phone. I found this. Some of these things can be recurring. You begin to notice when you get to know folks. a little
You
bit.
think I'll notice?
I think you're noticing right now.
Okay.
So Mike's out of communication today without a device.
I could hardly find my way here this morning without the map.
I know. We asked him if he needed us to follow him home. So
Lead me home.
Our day might not be done yet.
Lead me home.
We're going to take a little break here and let Darren do what he does over here on the dials. He's looking dangerous. We're going to let him do something. Come on back and join us after the break. Thanks so much again for listening. You're doing great.
Good. I said something about Rogers enough because when you had just before that you talked about fear of success and fear of failure. When I was able to
WGL.
fail and learn something from it, I learned in there that I'm enough. I didn't have to always be perfect and pull it off like
Exactly.
an Amish Superman.
Yeah.
I could just be me.
And
What's in the
their
box?
seats are not
Is
bolted
that the
down.
chair you spent?
The seat came too?
Yeah.
The pantry.
Everything, man. The whole thing come unattached. Whoa! Not a good day.
It's kind of small.
Shopping online.
To not really damage the horse. Now
Sometimes
that
easier.
meant you were really
Sometimes
traveling slow.
It's just
Well,
a pain
he
in the
had a
cherry
split
air.
on the
For
front
a
of
better
him where
buying
he caught the
experience,
mirror.
shop locally
Sure.
in real
Yeah, but
life.
other than
That's
that-
IRL in
Yeah, he just
Kidsby
dribbled a
at
little
Millard's
bit,
Furniture in
wasn't it?
downtown
Yes.
Stanton.
They
Millard's
had
has
the vet
in-house
come over
stylists to
and
help
sew
you
'em up
custom
a little
design
bit,
your next perfect piece
What'd
of
that
furniture.
cost you?
The perfect
It didn't
style,
cost me a
material,
thing.
color,
Really?
pattern,
Yep, there was
and size.
nothing
When's
that
the
was
perfect
exchanged.
dollhouse
The
coming to match
Amish
that
guy
chair?
knew that we
Too
turned
soon,
in
my guy.
not
Too
being able
soon.
to see him.
Shop
He didn't
locally
have
and
lights on his
IRL
buggy.
for a better
Oh, they
buying
got
So we
lanterns
couldn't-
on them,
at
don't they?
Millard's
in
Furniture
flashes?
in
Yeah,
downtown
so they
Stanton.
didn't have
Unlock
anything
the
on the
equity in your
front to
home
be
with
able
a
to
loan
see.
from Preferred Credit
somebody
Union.
to see
Use
him.
the
So
equity from your
he
home
might have
to
had the ones
complete
on the
home
back, but
improvement
you can't see the
projects,
ones
pay
on
for
the back
college,
when he's
or
coming
even
at
take
you.
that dream vacation. Visit
there was
Like a ninja in the night.
Yeah, exactly.
Amish
That's what he looked
ninja.
like. Flying ninja.
Flying ninja.
Flying
Flying
Amish
Amish
ninja.
ninja.
Whoa!
Opportunity lender.
Oh,
1 minute.
Officer said, hey,
It's a
you would be the
WGLM
one getting the
weather
ticket.
center
It's like, I
Gradually
couldn't see
becoming
him.
sunny on
No.
this Sunday, high of 80. Clear
But-
skies
Yeah, you
tonight,
can't turn left in
55.
front of
Tomorrow,
horses or
more
cars.
sunshine.
Yeah.
Really?
80,
Or
clear
pedestrians,
Monday
I guess.
night, low
45
55.
Been going on a
Sunshine
while.
returning for Tuesday, high 84.
that's why I'm here. I'm learning new stuff constantly.
So this segment is what you're doing today.
Did you
Oh, that
know
part I
Central
wanted to get to a
Michigan
while ago.
We'll let you run with it. You ready?
I'm done. I've had enough.
works in the community to help veterans?
Get up. It's your turn to run.
No, I'm all pithy about it now.
I know.
To maintain recovery.
You're just angry because you don't have a phone.
I'm pithy like old rhubarb.
15 seconds.
So you can't dump pithy.
Yeah, you don't need to.
I'm gonna challenge you. No.
Well, I got one dump today. We're doing good.
I guess it's a split-second decision, and I'm done, huh? So we're not going to see you next week, right?
No, you've got me next week.
Okay.
I'm trying to run people off. Oh, welcome back.
I was quick on the trigger that time.
You're flailing. What the hell was that, right? Dangerous.
I
there.
know, but
thought
that's
he
why
was-
I'm dangerous.
That was one of his ninja moves. I was like, oh.
But not a flying Amish ninja.
No. I think it was just dangerous. Seeing if I'm on my toes.
Good job.
Thank you. So we're back here with you now and still enjoying ourselves.
Go Nimbletoes.
Yeah, having some fun with this stuff. In case you hadn't noticed, we do enjoy these shows and sharing some of the good news that's out here in the community and awaiting you if you're a person who's still in the throes of addiction. There's people out here ready, willing, and available to be of service and help you. Just like there was people ready, willing, and available to help folks like us when we got here.
Exactly.
You know?
Grateful for that.
Yeah, so grateful. Speaking of that, I was talking to Raj, because that's what I do, about his dad. I knew Roger's father long before I met Roger.
Yeah.
Roger Sr. and old Maury. And if you don't know Maury, he was, well, of course you don't. Not many do, but he was a legend. And he'd wear his top hat, and he was quite the gentleman.
Ernie was another one.
Yep, and Ernie. You know, some guys who I had the pleasure of meeting long before I met some of these fellas. And those were some of the guys who were standing around when I walked in there. And what a wonderful group of people. And and living life.
Yeah.
You know, living life and showing us how they did that. So.
The nice part was, you know, I knew about the program for a long time. I just never wanted to accept it, you know, and that was, it's kind of hard. You know, I'm watching my father get better, and I'm getting sicker, you know, and there just wasn't anything I wanted in it until I was ready. And when I was ready, he was one of the first people I called. The problem with that is he didn't want to help me, you know.
Sure.
He told me somebody else to give a call, and that's what I did. I gave them a call, and they said, sure, we can help you out. Neither one came to my first meeting, but after that, you know, it didn't matter. My father, we drove to a lot of meetings together before he passed, and I'll tell you, that was some good trips there, you know. He used to be the taxi driver, we called him, and you know, there was a lot of these people like Ernie. I knew all these people, Harry and Hugh, and
Hugh.
you know, there's so many of these old timers that I knew before I even got sober. So I had the knowledge of what I needed to do. It's just accepting the fact that I needed to change my own life. You know, I see what they were doing in their lives, and I think that's what kind of hooked me too. You know, that first meeting, I could see, it was like looking in the mirror going around the table, you know, that I could see myself and these people that have got a solution now. And they knew more than what I did, because, boy, I needed it, you know. And once I got in it and started talking to them, it really changed my life around. And today, if it wouldn't have been for them guys, I don't think I'd be here. But they showed me a different way. They showed me a different way to live. And that is the tremendous miracle of this program.
Folks, AA is nothing more than one alcoholic talking to another. Whether it's the driver from Coral, your uncle, your dad, Maury, the top hat guy, it's one alcoholic talking to another, carrying that message. And that's what it looked like in that day. Today it looks like this somewhat.
Yeah.
We got guys that come over, and we used to do this in the vehicle. We'd have the meeting before the meeting, we'd have the meeting, then we'd have the meeting after the meeting coming home. And a lot of times we'd take the back way just so we could see a few extra deer, you know, and not have to worry about if there was going to be a red bubble in the back window. You know?
The meeting after the meeting is what really changed life for me. I'd spread some, get your finger off the dump button. I'd spread some real BS in the meetings, and these folks were wanting to know the details. Did I really mean that? Did I really, that's the way I really felt? And asking questions about that stuff. Give me something to think about, points to ponder. Thanks.
Yeah, it's what we need, though. I mean, I sure didn't know what I was doing before I got into the program. I mean,
and there was evidence.
Yeah, exactly. You know, didn't matter. The program is what really made the difference. And again, I can't say it enough. I didn't know how to live before the program. You guys taught me how to live. And live sober, live happy, live being able to accept things for the way they are, being able to live with my family and be the good person for my family that I always should have been, but didn't know how.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Well, there's a curve there.
There's a curve at Five Corners, too.
Yes,
there is.
Yes, there is. You've never been there. It's still there.
You were talking about a learning curve, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and it seems to be the case for everybody I've encountered in the recovery community for whatever various reasons. But come in and learn to do things different, behave different, and get different results.
Our second step says came to believe.
Yep.
And that's what it was about for a guy like me. I took a little bit to start believing.
Oh, yes.
Seeing is believing, right?
Had to have those good examples in front of me.
Yeah. That makes a world of difference.
Well, when I got into the program, I thought the higher power or God was, fire and brimstone when I came in. But then you guys taught me a little bit different, that it's a God of my own understanding, and that's a loving God today, and that's a God that is willing to accept me for who I am today, and willing to forgive me of my past sins. And to me, that's the biggest difference. I guess my program is my biggest church right now is, being able to live spiritually, not so much religiously, but spiritually, and know that I need to do the next right thing. If I do the next right thing, then life is going to be good.
It's going to be a lot different than it was.
Oh, you got that?
You don't go to jail near as often, is that right, Mike?
No, sir. Right. Since I stopped drinking, I've been in a few accidents, maybe more than a few accidents. They keep letting me go because I'm sober. Yeah, that wasn't the case when I got here. They wanted to keep me because of that blood level, alcohol level stuff.
Well, they got rules,
It took a bit to learn about them.
Right. But you got there.
I'm getting there, folks. I know enough not to drink now. There's other stuff I'm working on. You think I could use that pause button on the accelerator? Nah, don't even think about it, Mike.
I think they have a cruise button now.
I used that today. The novel approach, I set it at 55.
Yeah, you should use that. That's a good idea. That's the first good idea you've had all day.
Huh. I'm getting there, folks. It's going to take a minute.
Yep.
I'm going to write that down.
It all comes in time.
We try to provide a little bit of hope for recovery, and if there don't seem to be some kind of hope that there's hope for me, folks, then I don't know what we're doing.
Then we're failing.
There's hope for a guy like that.
Well, that Iron Horse you're cavorting around in now, I don't want you to encounter anybody in that. So
3/4 ton truck, folks.
Yeah.
I feel a lot better, safer in there.
Yeah, well, that sports car you were driving, you didn't have any business behind the wheel of that thing in the first place. So, but you had to have it.
Is that what you were talking about 6-8 months ago?
Oh, that was it.
You
Yeah.
said, "Are you sure?"
I wonder how long that's going to last.
It was a pretty car.
It was, yeah.
I
And
even
now it's
told
not.
Mike that was probably the newest, best looking car I've ever seen him in.
Yeah, he looked sexy for a minute. That day has come and gone.
All right, folks, here we are. I thought this show was about what Roger's doing, not about what Mike had done.
Well, we're getting there. Because that what's left of your car, Roger couldn't do nothing with.
He's just a mechanic, not a miracle worker.
Hey,
That's
you
the
gotta
other guy.
bring him something to work with, please.
The thing too, kind of getting back to, that there is hope out there. My son, he told me the same thing I told my father about, I was kind of pissed off because we never could go out and have a drink together. My son told me that, and it just blew my mind, that he would even think that with me after being sober for as long as I have been. And so I talked to him about it a little bit, and he's actually seen that he was going down that same road and has decided to turn his life around a little bit. And he's been to a few AA meetings, and I'll tell you, I was really surprised. He's got a whole new outlook on life, I think he's finally growing up a little bit.
Good for the Roger family.
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah. And to think that, that he's getting a solution through me by osmosis, I guess it would be, because,
Well, you set an example for him.
Exactly.
Exactly. First, you can set an example of maybe what not to do, and then there's another example of maybe try
what to
this.
do.
what to do.
There is a difference, There's an ability to have change.
Yeah.
You don't have to stick with the same old thing. And he's done really good, and I'm proud of him. It makes it kind of nice to see that there is a solution, and again, being able to watch people grow, You know, because of us, we're watching people grow and in the right way instead of the wrong way today. You know, that's a big thing. And
I bet Mom takes heart in that too, doesn't she?
well, Mom ain't around no more for him, so he's got his stepmom.
Stepmom,
You know,
yeah.
and she's pretty happy most of the time with him. You know, he still has a tendency to be like me. He still messes up once in a while.
He
you
can
know.
still be a Roger?
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice,
yeah.
nice.
No.
That's like Mike, still be a Mike.
Oh yeah.
Not just Mike, it up. Some folks can Roger it up.
Oh yeah. Progress, not perfection.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank goodness.
Exactly.
So, folks, when I got the idea that Roger ought to be on the show with us, it was kind of a unique slice where the meetings he holds are in a private residence, and it impacts so many people in a positive way. I just wanted folks to know that that's available even in such an out-of-the-way place as Coral.
The big town of Coral.
Yeah.
Well, and it's another example of service in action, which
Yeah.
is something the recovery community, you know, people were there and serving us, and we didn't know what they were doing when we got there. And
Yeah.
Roger's gotten healthier.
Well, I found that that's my best way to serve is to have a meeting because you know, some people are good sponsors, some people are good at promoting and good living, and
Some people make good coffee.
yeah.
And some people come on the radio show that have never done a speaker meeting.
Exactly. So, but it's been a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys letting me come on and hang out with you.
Yeah, we've enjoyed this format and this show that we're trying to put out over the air here to help educate the general public. I mean, we're familiar with what goes on, and let them know that it doesn't hurt to get better.
No.
You know, it doesn't hurt to do things different.
Can be changed, you know. Guy that's never done a speaker meeting but willing to come on the radio.
Right. Pain is optional.
This goes to show there is ability for change. You know.
Yeah. Roger was like one of those guys that sit in the corner with his arms like,
Nice.
yeah, that guy, you know, you met him.
Another guy.
Yeah, somebody said that sometimes I don't have to say anything. My body language says it all.
Yep.
Yeah, and I had that look too when I got here.
Yeah.
Cross my arms, lock up.
Yeah, I get to sit there and laugh at the both of you. Believe it or not, we're glad you're here.
You might not be,
Yep.
but we are.
That's right. Yeah, we're enjoying this.
Hang on, listen. Maybe you'll learn something.
We're not.
Or not.
Yeah,
Take the cotton out of your ears and put it in your mouth.
we're not.
Or not.
Yeah, the things we get to learn.
Yeah, I'm sort of an example of what AA, that you both seen, that AA can do. I'm not a poster child for AA, I'm just an example of what can happen. They both saw me when I wanted nothing to do with it. They call it like a recalcitrant teenager, or cantankerous, ornery. I wasn't having nothing to do with it, because, well, a lot of different reasons, but I've changed my outlook. And some of that's really hard to come by in a rural area because the meetings are scattered, and it's sometimes the people don't have real good recovery to share. But at the Rogers Garage, there is some real good recovery to share. I've experienced it more than once. So I'm grateful for what you're doing, Roger. Keep up the fine work.
I appreciate it, Mike. We enjoy having you come.
That wasn't always the case.
Exactly. We've got some stories with Mike, but we'll save them for another time.
Right, sometime or another when Darren don't have to use the dump button.
Hey, you're gonna wear him out over there. We've had some fun here again on the show. We hope you enjoyed it too today. It's been interesting. Been from my perspective, I get to see these people, these folks in particular, come in and experience the miracle of recovery right before my very eyes. I've witnessed it, and that in and of itself is enough to keep me coming around to these meetings, because I see what I really see is how a higher power works in people's lives, not just in my own, but in their lives, and the things that can take place. And we have a lot of fun with it too.
It had to be. I couldn't have come up with this on my own.
No, I've seen some of Mike's best ideas. They don't look anything like this. He does get one every now and again, though. Don't get me wrong.
Not on my own. It came out of that book.
Right. Excuse me. So yeah, that's what goes on in the recovery community, folks. And the longer you stick around, the more you get to bear witness to a lot of that stuff on a daily basis or a pretty regular basis, anyway. And that's what we hope the show's enlightening some of you folks who may be curious about recovery and what goes on in the recovery community. I will tell you, people get better a day at a time.
Yes.
And they learn to live differently a day at a time, just like we have. And they get to experience life to its fullest in all its various manners. And all the events from encountering Amish Supermen to to all the life events that await us as they come along. Folks like us don't have to drink all of them, and that's a miracle.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So Darren is flashing at me again. What we got on the show next week? What are you doing?
Richard, the psychologist I work with up to the
Okay.
New White Clouds at the jail.
Oh, Newaygo County Jail. Richard's going to be their psychologist with us next week. So come on back and join us right here on Continuous Miracle, 106.3 WGLM. Thank you so much for listening. Talk to you then.
Yeah, continuousmiracle.net.
I missed it. Should have got that in a half hour ago. Did you find your phone yet? Oh well, I forgot that, and I forgot the continuous miracle down there. That's going to go up on the website.